Hey, welcome back to Clean Cut, where we can talk about the truth about just about anything, as long as we use logic and common sense.
This season we're looking at the miracles of Jesus to see what they can tell us about God and his promises to the faithful. Today, the miraculous catch of fish. Jesus actually did this miracle a couple of times.
Now when he had ceased to speak, he said to Simon, "Launch out into the deep, and let out your nets for a draught." And Simon said to him, "Master, we have labored all the night and have taken nothing, but at thy word I will let down the net." And when they had done this, they enclosed a very great multitude of fishes, and their net broke. And they beckoned to their partners that were in the other ship, that they should come and help them. And they came, and filled both the ships, so that they were almost sinking.
Luke 5:4-7. This was one of the early miracles of Jesus. By this point, Jesus had done other miracles, and his ministry was well underway. In fact, the main reason why Jesus was in the boat with Simon was to make it easier for the crowd of people gathered on shore to hear him. Up to that point, Simon had given up on catching anything for the day and was washing his nets about to go home. But he lets Jesus use his boat as part of his ministry instead of leaving. Jesus talked for a while, then gave Simon these instructions, and the miracle happened. When you're trying to catch a large amount of fish using a fishing net and a boat, the nets are expected to be used for lifting large amounts of weight and are made from sturdy materials. However, this net broke because there were too many fish for it to pull in on its own. It was too many fish for their ships, too, since both ships almost sank trying to carry them back to shore. The sharp contrast between this and the nothing they'd caught all night helps to highlight the miraculous nature of the catch.
He saith to them, "Cast the net on the right side of the ship, and you shall find." They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. That disciple therefore, whom Jesus loved, said to Peter, "It is the Lord." Simon Peter, when he heard that it was the Lord, girt his coat about him, for he was naked, and cast himself into the sea.
John 21:6-7. With this second miracle, Jesus is standing on the shore, not in the boat, and none of the others recognize him. This takes place after the death and resurrection of Jesus, so this wouldn't be the only time people would fail to recognize his resurrected body. Jesus calls to the disciples and gives them instructions, then does this miracle.
Simon Peter went up, and drew the net to land, full of great fishes, 153, and although there were so many, the net was not broken.
John 21:11. This time, though, the net doesn't break. These verses are a little ambiguous about the precise nature of this miracle. God has the ability to make fish come into existence, but we don't know whether this was an act of creating fish from nothing, or whether Jesus was commanding fish that were already present to allow themselves to be caught. The inability of the disciples to catch any fish before these miracles, however, makes me think this may have been a creative act on the part of Jesus. These miracles demonstrate the authority of Jesus over the success and failure of our efforts, especially efforts necessary for survival. They show that the presence and behavior of animals, which is important for obtaining food to eat, is something that Jesus can give to people with only a word. Of course, fish and even animals in general are valuable resources which people need to live, but they're not the only valuable resources. By itself, however, this kind of success at fishing would be enough to allow people to survive relatively easily if Jesus did this for everyone. This kind of miraculous success is a sign of what Jesus is offering to the faithful at the end of their personal journeys through life. But this sign is only one of many. Next time, we'll look at one of Jesus' most frequent miracles, healing the sick. See you then.
That's all for now, so keep asking questions, and thanks for watching.